for my 489Y QR code project, I created a pineapple scorer, which for using the Raspberry Pi. Pineapple is a variant of poker. It's open-faced. It is commonly referred to as Chinese open-faced poker. Me and my friends have started getting into it more so recently. Usually we play on our phones because there's a nice app that does it for us, but sometimes we want to play in person. And keeping track in Pineapple can be a pain. A lot of the points are like there's a lot of point differential numbers based on the types of scores you get, and knowing what they are off the top of your head takes a lot of practice and a lot of time playing. So with my Raspberry Pi and QR code scanner, I decided to create a automatic Pineapple score, or at least the basis of one. So now to get into my code, this is in VNC. I used the basic detector stuff that we use in class and created some values for things. So I created dictionaries for the values of bottom and middle scores in rows, like what you should expect or what the scores will be. These can be changed depending on the variant you're playing for different types of scores, from nothing, straight, flush, full house, quads, straight flush, royal flush, and threes. And I printed out QR codes, as you can see in the bottom right of the screen, for each of these. I then used the same QR detection algorithm we used in class, which I created its own function for to make the code a lot easier to work with. I have this function here that calculates the score, where it is fed the row that it's on, as well as the score, and score that you got from the QR code, and it calculates what your score should be. And that's very helpful for later. So in my while loop, I have the QR code running, trying to detect something, and there are different stages to this. So there's stage 2, 0, and 1, and 0.5. So stage 2 is after a score has been completed or where the thing starts. So if the value is reset, which is if the QR code reset is shown, which is right here. If I show this to the screen, it will start the thing. It'll print enter bottom score, ready block, and then middle score, and set the total to 0 and the stage to 0. So in the stage is 0, it's looking for a bottom score, and there are certain bottom scores that are possible. So if that value that's shown on the QR is within that dictionary, and you're in stage 0, it goes into this loop and calculates a bottom score, and then goes into stage 0.5, where stage 0.5, it's waiting for a ready block that is for stage 2, or the next stage, where eventually it'll go into stage 1 and say ready for middle score, and then the middle score does exactly the same thing as the bottom score, except it runs from the middle dictionary rather than the bottom dictionary, and it adds that to the total, and it prints out the total score, and then it goes back to stage 2. Now, to show the code working in practice, I'm going to run it. And the code will start running. And so first I have to show it the reset. And now it says enter bottom score. So for the bottom score, let's say we got quads. We got pretty lucky and hit quads. So then it hits this quads, and then now we have to supply it with the ready block so that it can say ready. And now it read the ready, and now on the middle, if we get threes there, we can feed it that, and it'll print on the terminal what our score is. If you look here, it says 10 on the bottom for quads, 2 in the middle for threes, so our total score is 12. Thank you for watching. That was my ENME 489Y project for the QR codes.